This is a guide to the Stardom roster in the year 2025. This marks the first full year that World Wonder Ring Stardom will operate without its founder, Rossi Ogawa. A lot about Stardom's identity has changed since Ogawa's firing, and in 2025, a lot more change could be in store. To get prepared for what the year might have waiting for us, we need to go over World Wonder Ring Stardom's 2025 roster. Stardom is a largely faction-based wrestling company. It often tells stories about the bonds and betrayals that develop within factions and the competition that takes place between factions. We will discuss each of the factions in alphabetical order. First up is Cosmic Angels. They're the unique, multi-talented fan favorites fighting under leader Tam Nakano. Of all the factions, Cosmic Angels, or Kozuen, most closely represents Japanese pop culture idols and tends to incorporate character-focused storytelling and highly emotional acting performances. Tam Nakano is known as the top kawaii of the cosmos and is one of the most over personas in the company. She leverages cuteness, humor, intense drama, or sentimentality whenever they are needed, and has a story to tell for any opponent or situation. Tam most recently held the red belt between August and December of 2024, dropping the belt to former apprentice Saya Kamitani. Natsupoi is known as the High-Speed Fairy and is another highly popular Stardom wrestler. She uses humor a bit more frequently than Tam, ending nearly every promo with the phrase, "Bye boy," and confusing the roster by doing so. Natsupoi also showcases a faster and more intense wrestling style than most of Kozuen. Poi most recently held the white belt between July and December of 2024, dropping it to rival Starlight Kid. Saori Anou plays against type within Cosmic Angels and can be seen competing in outside promotions more frequently than the other members. She is often stoic, composed, and less interested in appeasing the crowd. Her wrestling style is uniquely graceful and at times looks like art. Saori most recently held the white belt between December 2023 and June 2024 before reclaiming the belt in July and dropping it to close friend Natsupoi. Yuna Mizumori is a fun, high-energy character who is obsessed with pineapple imagery, tropical color patterns, and using the word tropical in front of everything she says. Yuna had to pass a number of trials to make it into Kozuen and is the epitome of hard work. Her wrestling style is energetic and features powerhouse moves. She most recently challenged for the high-speed belt in October of 2024. Aya Sakura is known as the High Kick Angel and is extremely limber when performing martial arts strikes. She was sidelined with injury after making her 2023 debut, but has definitely made up for lost time since returning. She is sometimes considered a co-equal of Sayaka Kurara, since both are new to the faction and have similar sounding names. Aya most recently has been feuding with Chi-Chi of Pro Wrestling Evolution. Sayaka Kurara is known as the Tokimeki Spear, and the spear is one of her signature moves. She is Tam Nakano's cherished apprentice and can easily get the crowd behind her with her spirited underdog performances. Sayaka most recently challenged for the Future of Stardom belt in December of 2024. Our second faction is Nexus V, which is short for Empress Nexus Venus, a name based on the group's two primary members. They are the hybrid group of strength and unity, fighting under leader Maika, though it can be argued that Mina Shirakawa functions as the group's second leader. One half of the group is made up of power fighters, indicating Maika's influence, and the other half is made up of comedic performers or English speakers, indicating Mina Shirakawa's influence. Maika is known as the Empress and was one of the most dominant wrestlers of 2024. In back-to-back years, her tournament performances and win-loss records have been among the best in Stardom. Maika uses a strength-based style and has the persona of a badass beer-drinking action hero. She has become more pure-hearted since losing the red belt in 2024, but still gives no quarter during the most intense of feuds. Maika most recently challenged for the red belt in September after her historic perfect 5-star GP run. Mina Shirakawa is known as the Venus and has the most frequent flyer miles of any wrestler in the company. She often performs in the United States on AEW shows. So often, in fact, that she had no Stardom tournament appearances at all last year. Her persona features a lot of cleavage, dancing, humor, and fun-loving antics, and her wrestling style is based heavily on limb attacks and leg locks. She most recently challenged Mercedes Moné for the New Japan Strong Belt in January. Xena is known as a Touch of Thunder and is currently providing English commentary for some shows while taking time off due to injury. While physically strong, Xena is also far more agile than she looks and has the loudest, most damaging slaps to the chest in all of Stardom. She most recently challenged for the high-speed belt in September of 2024. Waka Tsukiyama is known as the Moonlight Fantasy and has followed Mina Shirakawa from faction to faction since they both abandoned Cosmic Angels in 2023. Waka is a capable English speaker and leverages a comedic style and persona. She most recently won the New Blood tag titles alongside Hanako in December of 2024. Hanako is a contemporary of Kozuen's Aya Sakura and is billed as the tallest wrestler in all of Stardom. She has seen a lot of recent success, including making it to the finals of the 2024 Goddess of Stardom Tag League. As stated earlier, Hanako most recently won the New Blood tag titles alongside Waka. Rian is one of Stardom's newer rookies, but she is poised and eager to deliver on the mic or in backstage promos. There isn't much to say about Rian at the moment, but she frequently performs comedic angles with Waka Tsukiyama. God's Eye is next. They're the powerful, focused, and disciplined group fighting under H.A.T.E. They are mostly martial arts strikers, judokas, or power fighters, with one notable exception. H.A.T.E. is the respected and caring but strict faction leader. She has legitimate MMA experience, including competition in the UFC between 2017 and 2019. H.A.T.E. is known for her high-quality matches, striking and submission game, but also has underrated comedic instincts. Her 2024 was unusually quiet, but did feature a Goddess of Stardom title win in June alongside Konami. The team dropped the belts in July when Konami betrayed H.A.T.E. Saki Kashima is the wrestler who doesn't want to wrestle. She is the one notable exception I mentioned earlier, relying heavily on comedy and creativity to make each of her matches stand out from every other performer in the company. Courage, hard work, fearlessness in the face of danger. These apply to the wrestlers of God's Eye, but they most certainly do not apply to Saki Kashima. Her wins are opportunistic ones, often involving the flash pin known as the Kishi Kaisei. Ami Sore is an original member of God's Eye, but is currently out with injury. She provides some Japanese commentary in the meantime and should be well positioned upon her return. Ami wrestles a power style and saw tournament success in 2024 through winning the Triangle Derby and making the Cinderella Finals. She most recently challenged for the white belt in May of 2024. Lady C is known as the Human Tower and is one of the tallest wrestlers in Stardom. She was accepted into God's Eye along with Hina when the two were forcibly removed from their old faction Queen's Quest. Despite her size and experience level, Lady C has not received a push and has been presumably overlooked in favor of Hanako. Hina is the twin sister of Rina and the younger sister of Hanan. Her martial arts background is judo, which influences her moveset as a wrestler. Hina has yet to make a career breakthrough along the lines of Rina or Hanan, but still has plenty of time to do so. Tomoka Inaba is most closely associated with JTO, Just Tap Out, but spent a large amount of 2024 in Stardom. She is the older sister of Azusa Inaba and has a versatile array of offense that includes strikes, submissions, and the Michinoku driver. She represents the purity of traditional martial arts and even challenged for the red belt in July of 2024. Rana Yagami is a multi-talented martial artist with a knack for comedy and skills as a drummer behind the scenes. Her armbar submissions are often featured in her matches. She is from the same rookie class as Sayaka Kurara of Cosmic Angels. Kyoka Kotatsu is the newest member of God's Eye, joining on December 29th of 2024. There is not much to say about her Stardom career just yet, though she formerly competed as Maya Fukuda in Actress Girls and Glate. If you find these guides valuable, please give this a like, subscribe to the channel, or leave a comment to let me know what you think. H.A.T.E, short for harass, abuse, terrorize, eradicate, is the heavily featured heel faction in Stardom. They exist to make the other factions struggle and fight under leader Natsuko Tora. H.A.T.E was formerly known as Oedo-Tai, officially making the switch in July of 2024. Natsuko Tora is known as the Intelligent Monster and utilizes a menacing appearance which includes a shaved head, face paint, and dented metal pipe. Natsuko has been subjected to very uneven booking, which quickly fluctuates between her beating the toughest wrestlers in Stardom and her getting pinned by wrestlers who have never worn a belt. Natsuko uses a blinding mist to achieve many of her victories. Sayaka Kamitani is known as the Phoenix Queen and is the current red belt champion at the time of this recording. She is characterized by her tragic past, which includes a heartbreaking injury and the retirement of her former finisher, the Phoenix Splash. These are story elements she returns to for her biggest matches. But in general, Saya uses mockery and trickery against opponents to her heart's content. She recently won the red belt from and humiliated Tam Nakano at Stardom Dream Queendom on December 29th. Momo Watanabe is known as the Black Peach, and in January became the first person to pin Ring of Honor's Athena in roughly 2 years. Momo is the wrestler most known for being threatening but never breaking through to obtain a singles belt. She often relies on cheating with her baseball bat, but against some opponents prefers to win clean. She is at risk of getting kicked out of her faction due to multiple costly mistakes lately. Thekla is known as the Idol Killer and has the secondary nickname the Toxic Spider. She is one of the most vulgar and reckless faction members with a history of attacking Stardom staff and confronting Stardom president Taro Okada. This has gotten her suspended on 2 separate occasions. Thekla speaks at least 3 languages and is multi-talented with interests that include electric guitar and holding art exhibitions in Japan. Konami was recently injured at Stardom Dream Queendom on December 29th, but will hopefully be returning soon. She is known for her striking and submission game and often relies on her spray paint gimmick to blind and humiliate opponents. Her biggest recent storyline was her betrayal of H.A.T.E and their resulting feud, which, due to Konami's injury, was not given the conclusion it deserved. Rina is known as the Pink Devil and is the twin sister of Hina and younger sister of Hanan. Despite being drastically younger than most of her faction mates, Rina was one of the most strongly booked and most charismatic heel wrestlers of 2024. She was the record-setting greatest future of Stardom champion of all time, and Rina's fans and fellow wrestlers agree that her future is very bright. Fukigen Death is one of many clownish personas that have emerged from the twisted mind of Kaori Yoneyama. Fukigen Death smokes invisible cigarettes, has an extremely limited vocabulary, and is absurd in the best possible way. This hilarious character must be seen to be properly understood. Ruaka is known as the Violent Freezer and carries a suitcase to the ring, often using it as a weapon. She occasionally shows up to challenge for various tag titles, but has not been much of a presence in terms of strong booking or storylines. Azusa Inaba is the youngest member of the group, and like her older sister Tomoka, is most closely associated with JTO, Just Tap Out. She is coming off of a New Blood tag title run with Rina, which ended in December of 2024, and it's unclear how much of her 2025 will be spent in Stardom. Our next faction officially formed in July of 2024, Neo Genesis. They're the younger generation, creative and fun, fighting under their leader Starlight Kid. She's more of an unofficial leader than anything, but all signs point to her running the show. Neo Genesis is comprised of speedsters, prospects, and people who bring the party. Starlight Kid, known as the Sky Tiger, is the current white belt champion at the time of this recording. She always wears a mask or covers her face in photos to some degree, making her the only Stardom wrestler with this level of mystique. Her wrestling covers multiple skill sets from limb attacks to high flying to impressive displays of strength given her small size. Turning face in 2024 and winning the white belt were both huge shifts for her career. Azumi, known as the high-speed bomb girl, began wrestling at an insanely young age, which, in addition to her natural talent, has made her one of the fastest, flashiest, and pinpoint-accurate wrestlers in Stardom. Prior to joining Starlight Kid in July, she was one of Kid's eternal foes, supplying atomic fuel to their incredible rivalry. Azumi most recently battled Mayu Iwatani at the Tokyo Dome before a crowd of 24,000 fans. Mei Seira, known as the Ultimate Shooting Star, is the current high-speed champion at the time of this recording. At her best, Mei is as quick and creative as anyone in the company. She gives a portion of wrist tape with a custom message written on it to a fan in the crowd before nearly every match. While she can come off as shy and introverted, her wrestling is as flashy and fearless as anything you'll see from this roster. Suzu Suzuki is a unique wrestler within Stardom, able to synchronize backflips with Starlight Kid, race Azumi, or enter a hardcore match on any given day. She has cooled off over the past year, but still challenges for the red belt, and as of this recording is likely the next person to face champion Saya Kamitani. She and Mei Seira have often tagged together as Crazy Star. Miyu Amasaki, who thanks to the internet is known by foreigners as Kevin, is the current Future of Stardom champion at the time of this recording. She has an overloaded arsenal of DDT variants and was taken in by Starlight Kid along with Azumi when Queen's Quest was fractured at the conversion. Miyu will no longer be eligible to hold the Future belt at some point in March, so it will be interesting to see how her reign plays out. Stars are the faction we can always trust for positive energy and fun matches. They are the flagship, light-hearted group. They fight under their leader Mayu Iwatani and are full of wrestlers who often receive vocal crowd support. This is a faction that had a lot of tournament success last year and is starting 2025 with just one non-champion in their crew. Mayu Iwatani is known as the icon of Stardom, and for good reason. She has been a part of Stardom as long as anyone and has pretty much done it all. Her ultra-consistent performances, excellent selling, hilarious airheadedness, and epic matches have endeared her to oh so many fans of the company for years now. Mayu is currently the IWGP Women's Champion at the time of this recording and can put on a show with just about anyone. Hazuki is known as the Wild Heart and operates with a ramped up level of aggression whenever possible. She is part of the highly decorated tag team FWC alongside Koguma. Hazuki's recent storyline involved her shutting down after failing to win the white belt. but she regained the will to compete and is more dangerous than ever now. She recently won the Oz Academy tag belts with Koguma in December. Koguma is known as the high-speed genius and is a great comedic contrast to Hazuki's intensity. Koguma's spirit animal is undoubtedly the bear. She incorporates a bear dance and bear poses into her matches, often tempting her opponents to join in before getting the drop on them. Her antics are sometimes a distraction from her legitimate wrestling skills and creative contributions to the action in the ring. Sometimes I feel like Koguma is smarter, faster, and simply better than people give her credit for. Hanan is known as the young lioness and is the older sister of Hina and Rina. She is quickly moving up the card, having won 2 tournaments last year, made the semifinals of a third, and won the goddess belts alongside Sayaka in December. She uses a little bit of judo in the ring, but is often recognized for her underdog performances and fighting spirit. She will be a Stardom main eventer. It's only a question of when. Sayaka, known as Macho Gori, is the muscle-bound power fighter of Stars and Hanan's tag team partner. Saya's spirit animal is undoubtedly the gorilla, and her strength and tenacity in the ring proves that. Saya has finally broken free of jobber status, partly due to intense crowd support. Momo Kogo, or Komomo for short, is another one of Star's endearing underdogs. Outside of the ring, Momo is battling an autoimmune disease, but you would never tell from watching her wrestle. Momo is trilingual and has performed in both America and Mexico. She most recently challenged for the high-speed belt in December of 2024. Lastly, Matoi Hamabe is a young rookie with no current affiliation. Her ongoing storyline involves the question of where she will go and leans on the comedic mismatch between those trying to recruit her and the factions she herself hopes to join. Much of the Stardom roster could be changing on us in 2025. Departures, betrayals, and faction breakups might turn a chunk of the Stardom ecosystem on its head. Hopefully, with the information from this guide, you will at least be prepared. If you found this guide valuable, please give it a like, subscribe to the channel, or leave a comment to let me know what you think. Thanks for watching.